Good evening, and welcome to the 39th CALLERLAB Convention in Nashville, Tennessee. Today is April the 2nd, and this is the musical showmanship session. I'm Elmer Sheffield. I'm your moderator. Your panelists today are two fine gentlemen that know everything there is to know about showmanship, Tom Miller and Tony Oxendine. They plan to show you everything they know about using their music. Yes, in your programs, your music is your best tool, and knowing how to use it to put yourself across to your dancers is a great thing to have, and these guys have it. So, without further ado, you have it.
Thanks, Elmer.
Thanks, Tom. Junior hit it. Give me just a tad more voice, would you, Junior? Yeah. Elmer hit it right on the nail on the head. Music is truly our biggest asset. I can't talk and sit. I'm sorry. We spend so much time on choreography that we've forgotten about the dance part now. And it truly bothers me because now people no longer can dance to the music. They dance to the choreography. They don't dance to the music anymore. So I challenge you to do this before we get involved in any of the stuff we're doing. I challenge you to do this at one of your dances. I did it last week at a dance with a couple of weeks ago now, but with a pretty well-known caller. Videotape it and then go back home and watch it without the sound, so that you can't tell what calls are going to do, and see how often the dancers are stopped waiting to do the next call. We do a lot and so now dancers have forgotten how to the point now that dancers no longer step to the beat of the music anymore. We just walk till we get to the spot, and then we wait there and pick up the next call, and we walk around a little bit more. So you've got to learn to use your music effectively. Too often we think, okay, we're talking strictly singing calls, we're talking strictly pattern. I'm talking both. I don't see the stop and go in the singing calls as much as I do in the pattern, naturally. But what I do see with a lot of callers is a lack of use of music. We have right now. I was speaking with me and you and Steve were together, and no, it wasn't you. Who was I talking? Anyway, I was talking with somebody just the other day. Right now, the music that we have in square dancing is the best that it's ever been. And I don't want to make any of the guys that want to say, oh, no, that wagon wheel was as good as it gets. Yes, there was some great music back in the day, but the quality of today's music, because it's digital now, the quality of today's music is better than it's been in the history of square dancing. We have the absolute best music around, and it would behoove us to listen to our music. Callers, I'm convinced, I meant to go to the alternative music session today. I really wanted to, because I hear callers using some of the most god-awful stuff to call to in the name of that it's different. And what we have to realize first and foremost with our music is it's got to be danceable. It's got to have the proper rhythm. We can dance to any music in the world. We can dance to opera, rap, gospel, name it. We can dance to any of it. And I don't care if it's on the radio now, if it was recorded in 2012, or it was recorded in 2001 or 1906. It doesn't matter to me as long as it's got the proper rhythm that we can dance to. Too often we sacrifice the dance, the music, and the rhythm for the fact that it's new and it's different. Be very careful. Be very careful with pattern records with vocals. As a dancer, it really bothers me. I don't know who to listen to at times because there's somebody singing and there's somebody calling, and at times it confuses me. So be very, very careful. I have some pattern records that have vocals. I try to find ones that don't have a lot of vocals. What I do try to find is things that have a proper rhythm. Let me give you an example. Anybody know what tempo we dance at? What tempo do we dance at? Elmer.
128.
Oh, see, that's not fair to you. You're a producer. It's not fair. Because, yes, and you take it back. That's probably for me. Years ago, we put the when we had records, we put it on 45. Occasionally, we'd put it on 44. We didn't have a clue how fast it was. All we knew is that's what we didn't think of tempo, of beats per minute. We thought of speed of the turntable. I do this when I record. I do this one at 42. I do this one at 44. Comfortable dance is not 130. It's not 132. It's not 124. It's not 126. It's all of those, and it all hinges on the rhythm that we're using. So when we're discussing showing our music off, we need to be able to show off different types of rhythm. Different rhythms feel different to the dancers. You can call the same material, you can call material one tip, change the rhythm in the music, and call the same thing or virtually the same thing the next tip, and oftentimes the dancers don't recognize it because they're listening. If we're doing it properly, they're listening to the music. Let me show you a couple little diddlies, as I like to say. And oftentimes I also use singing calls as patter records. Sometimes, and this one I think is on ESP. I think. I'm going to find out. It's either ESP. I know Bob Elling sent it to me, so it's either Riverboat or ESP. And this is a singing call, but to me, this is just one of the neatest patter records and let me tell you what makes this neat. The thing that sells this patter record is the first 8 bars. Listen. Listen to this little thing going on. That little thing, that little that you don't listen, that you don't hear, that makes this song dance. That makes this feel really, really good. The rest of it is irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. It's this. And I can take mediocre choreography and put it with really good music and win. I'm never going to win putting really hard choreography to anything. I'm never going to win. But there are many of us, present company included, that aren't as choreographically gifted as many others. So I have to rely on my music. And if I have any comment about any of my dances, people comment to me that they like my choice of music. I try to vary the rhythms. I try to vary the feels. And this to me is a perfect first tip patter record. This is something I would use first tip. I have no idea if it's a record or not. Elmer, is this yours? It's Bob's. Okay, it's on Riverboat. It's called This Is the Stuff. And it was a singing call. I'd never heard the singing call, but to me, it's just a super patter record. And I want to give you an example. When I spoke to you a while ago, I said, be careful with vocals. I'm going to play you the same song, one with vocals, one without, patter record. And I like this as a patter record. It's called Tennessee Waltz. Got to get past all the bluff and blunder here. Hard point together. All right. Now, this has just got another one. It's got a nice feel. Unfortunately, and I liked it, but those vocals, those female vocals, always got in my way. Robert Kennedy from Greensboro, North Carolina, who his label is called JR. Anyway, he put out virtually the same song, and it doesn't have any vocals in it. Now, to me, I can sell this. And the neat thing, because what sells this is this. Apart point, together touch, full box, drift apart, balance forward and back, all join hands, circle to the left. Now there's no vocals here now. This is virtually the same music. And so now I've got the same feel. Can you get a little feel? See, music is all about feel. Music is not technical. Music is about feel. What I like in music differs from what you guys like in music. What Elmer likes is different than what I like, and so it's all about feel. It's not that necessarily one's good. Elmer said, that's just a terrible patter record. I would never call to that. And he's right. And he'd be right but it doesn't appeal to him. I say, I try to find tunes that I can sell. Here's one that I spent forever trying to find the real version, because I had a bootleg version of it, and then when I decided I had to start walking the walk about talking the talk about, if you're going to have music, you got to have it paid for. Forever I could not find this song right here. I could not find the regular version, so I took it off my computer because I wanted to be legal. And this is called Sun Chimes, and I didn't know who it is. And it's by a guy named Dario G. It took me forever to find it, but there was a long period of time that I couldn't find it. And fortunately, once again, this sounds like a riverboat thing. Bob Elling did virtually the same thing on Riverboat for me. So, although I eventually found the regular one, Bob put it out. You can find really neat music that adds so much. If you guys, Mike Sikorsky has got, he has a label called MAP, Mesa Apache Productions or something. He has got just a whole slew of some really neat singing calls. Now, the problem with these singing calls, and it's the problem that I have with a lot of what we call alternative music, is that it's all in 4/4 rhythm. And so you want to be careful that you don't do a whole evening of 4/4 rhythm. Because that it's kind of like Vanilla Ice Cream. It's really great, but Vanilla Ice Cream every day for a month is not great. So you want to be careful. But he's got some really neat ones that I would have never thought of recording as a patter record. Here's an old Steve Miller tune called Abracadabra. Now, what sells this is not the music, but this. That's what sells that. People hear that. They dance to it. Now, the rhythm is 4/4, so you want to be real, real careful. But it feels kind of good. And if you know the song, you'll be able to use parts of it. Let me give you a good example of that. And, God, Bob Elling is going to owe me so much money before the day's out. Let me play. I want to play a couple of you. Then I'm going to give you to Tom. And he's going to talk about singing calls, I think. Here is, to me, is one of the neatest patter records that's come out for a while. I only wish that the intro was about 64 beats shorter. Now, you automatically know this is one of those strong, driving 4/4 rhythms. But what sells this one to me is not the rhythm, but the tune behind the rhythm. And since I happen to know the tune behind the rhythm, I'm able to use the tune effectively in my pattern. Because if you know the tune, it goes right here, goes, do it. If you know the tune. And if you don't know the tune, so what you want to do is practice to the point, do it, while you're squaring them out so that you can get everybody up. And as they're getting ready to start dancing, you want to get to the point that you can use it effectively so that you can do it. Yeah. Bow to the partner, corner two. Walk around your corner, Sue. Seesaw around the prettiest partner. Men start right in the middle of the ring. You can turn it one time around. Pick up the partner, arm around because he's building to something. Girls roll back and down and a left, battle, left hand, then around a left grand, to right and a left. I happen to know the name of the tune is The Hustle. If I want to sing my patter in the tune of The Hustle, it's a nice little selling point if I can call with the song, head square, through and then you get to 4 around. You go, we do, see, do, one time around. Now, dancers know that song. If you're under 70 years old, you've heard that song somewhere. If you're older than 70, you may not. But that allows you to hear something. Let me play you one more, and then I'm done. I got one more here. Should I do another riverboat? No, let's not. Let's not say we did. He'll be all over me all day. Now I'll have to. Here's one. Somewhere. Where is it? Royal. Okay. Now, here's one with the now listen to the feel of this one. Now, here again, I want to be real careful. This is still one of those 4/4 tunes. I want to be careful not to use too many of these. But can you feel the difference in the way I would call to feature this patter record musically? Head square through the forehand around, you know. If you were in the last session, some of you guys in the last session, remember we talked about fills and chases and things? This is just full of fills and chases. I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you what I mean about fills and chases. Because the melody of this song is and then this fill. Get that little fill? If I can use that, head square through in the middle of the ring, you take it, forehand around, swing through. Girls circulate, boy trade, boy run around a girl, bend the line forward and he comes back in. Right and the left through. It's kind of neat that I'm supposed to give the people 4 beats to go up and to give the forward and back, which is kind of neat, which is something else we don't do. But that's just a great part to put the forward and back in if you can time it out right. Unfortunately, you can't time it out right if you're citing everything, so you guys need to go to that modular session and to the technical zero session so that you actually learn how to call without sight calling all the time and make yourself a little better caller. But that will allow you to use the music effectively in your patter. You know, to many of us, music is just there. Some of the guys, I watch some guys call, and I'm thinking, hell, you don't even need to have the music on. You could have been playing, somebody could have just been sitting up there ephing, and you'd have been fine. Okay, and your diamond, do your diamond now. Each box of 4. Boys in your out-facing box, do this once and a half, while the girls do this. Everybody look for an hourglass, and then in that hourglass, ignore it, and the people in the point-to-point diamond do a triangle circulate once and a half and flip it to a right and left grand, and we think everybody goes crazy, and all they do, and you don't even need music for that crap. That's good stuff. Yeah. But you don't even need music for it. If you're going to put music, if you're going to use music in your patter, and I'm by no stretch of the imagination a choreographer. I'll never be known as a choreographer, and that's fine. That's for the other guys. You know, but since I'm not, I have to find other. How many of you guys call patter like Lee Cotman? Show of hands? Huh. Pardon? Oh, Lee Cotman's just a patter calling individual. I mean, he is just like the king of patter calling. How many of us think we could call patter as well as Lee Cotman? No, nobody shows it, and nor do I. I don't think I could either. So since, you know, or how many of you guys call hash as good as pick? Pick somebody that you think is really good. My point is since I can't, then I have to find my other tools. One of my most important tool, far above my choreography, since I'm never going to be a choreographer, far above my choreography is my choice of music. So I try to find a real huge selection of different types of music. And I try as often as I can to use square dance label music rather than off of the radio music because I want to support my industry. Beep, beep. Please put that in your pocket because we all of us guys that own labels need your help. So when I can, I use square dance music. And there is a ton of good alternative square dance music that's really, really square dance music. Okay? That's what I have. Now, Sir Thomas will cover whatever he's going to cover.
I can cover a lot. Nice job, Tony. You know, Tony made a comment about the tool of music being one of our tools. We have a lot of tools as square dance callers, and of course, with patter music and a different style, that flows over into the singing call segment as well. We have to have a variety of singing calls. Now, if someone would come to me and say, what is your favorite style of singing calls and so forth, I would have to probably say that it's love ballads. I like love ballads. I have been known to do record some country rock, so to speak, but I still draw back to the love ballads. But I can't do a love ballad every time I do a square dance, every tip. I can't do a love ballad. And so I have to have a variety. And when we think about calling and so forth and working our singing calls, the patter is where you want to catch the dancers and do the choreography and so forth. And if you notice Tony, the styles that he was doing, he stuck with the music. A lot of times that doesn't happen for a lot of callers. Okay? Sometimes it happens to callers by mistake. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's because they got a new piece of music and they want to try it that night. They're not familiar with it. You know, it's just like if a carpenter, gets a new piece of equipment, he has to learn how to work that equipment. Well, when we get a new piece of music, we have to use that music before we take it out to the dance floor. And yes, we have to figure out how to use it. That's what practicing at home. Listen to the music, listen to what it does, what instruments are being put in front, what's more distinct than other pieces of the music. And that works the same way with singing calls. You have to take a singing call. I know if Elmer sends me a new piece of music to record, I can listen to this piece of music, but I'm not going to go into the studio that afternoon and record it. It's just that because I need to listen to what everything is being done on that piece of music that was sent to me. So when we take the pattern and put it to the side and now it's time for a singing call, what can we do to let the dancers have a good time with that song? If we're having a good time, the dancers will have a good time. We all know that. And we are showmen or showwomen. Let me rephrase that. I better not say showwomen. Show-offs. Lottie, he said show-off. What do you think? Anyway, we are showmen. And there's different ways that we can be showmen. It starts from the time, of course, from the time you leave home to the time you get back home and everything in between. But musically, what can we do to a singing call that we can make the dancers happy and let them have a good time? That's the question that you always need to be asking yourself. What am I going to do? It's not about us. At the end of the day, it's about the dancer. And we need to entertain those dancers because that's what we are. We're entertainers. And if we take a song, if we take a song and we play it. Oh, Tony, you want to plug me in there, buddy?
I can.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Where you at?
Right here. Thanks.
My pleasure.
I appreciate that, buddy. Okay.
I plugged in the right one. I plugged in the wrong one. My fault. My bad.
Need my glasses?
No, it's okay. Try it now.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. So now here's a song that I might do at the beginning of my dance, just to get the dancers comfortable in that comfort zone and get used to you. All right? This is called I Wrote a Song, and it was recorded on ESP. I recorded this one. Here we go. I know. He used it one time. Here we go. Sir to left, listen now. I wrote a song, the kind of song you sing along. Words are very simple, la, la, la. So I've already told the dancers what the words are going to be. I told them the words are going to be la, la, la. All right? The melody holds the key to the harmony. Swing, my girl, and promenade. It's got a style to make you smile. The words are very simple, la, la, la. And you'll get that. You will get that from dancers. So, as so now here we go. Swing, my girl, and promenade. Everybody sing now. Ready? Let me hear it. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. So the next time around when we do this, as I'm calling, I'm going to think who I want to sing. So let's see what we do. Swing that girl and promenade, just the girls sing. Okay, that wasn't such a great idea. So, and that's what I would say. I would play with the dancers, get them comfortable. The next time I would do the boys. And then I have just the young ones sing, or the good looking ones sing. And then I'd just have Tony sing. Here we go. You swing and promenade, everybody that's young. La, 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 la. Some of us are lying. So you can see that'd be something that I would do the first tip, because of the fact being is of getting those dancers relaxed. And if you can get them relaxed and get them to where you need to be, the rest of your dance is going to be pretty simple, because now they're going to be wondering what's going on. One of the songs, remember when I said I like love ballads and so forth?
Yeah.
You know, here's a song that I like to get people singing with. I'll say to them, here's a song way before my time. This is like way before my time.
Must be one of mine.
And
where the hell is my ESP shirt? I feel like the redhead stepchild or something. The only one without one.
Well, you got the stepchild part right. So here's something that I don't have to tell them the name of the song. We just put the music on and here we go. Circle out, I found a thrill on Blueberry Hill. Men star right go one time. Left alley land and you weep. Oh, the moon stood still, swinging on promenader. For you were my thrill on Blueberry Hill. As you promenade, go halfway around. So you can see how you back up and so forth. And thanks, buddy. But it's a song that the music will work for you. This is a Global Music 923. It's called Blueberry Hill. But you can just see what's happening with this piece of music. Here we go. Head square through, forehand you fly. No sign to go one time. Swing through, spin your top. Go right on up through, turn that girl. Well, square through and go down three. Swinging on promenader. For you were. Now this is about showmanship. So here's what I'll do in the middle break, guys. Here we go. Circle left. I found my thrill up on Blueberry Hill. And star right go one time. Left alley man and you weep. Oh, the moon stood still, swinging on promenader. Then this is where everybody sing. For you were mine. I want to hear it. Oh, there you go. So it's a song that you can catch the dancers right away. Okay? All right.
That wasn't too bad.
I like hear Tom Miller sing a lot.
That, didn't you?
I like his singing a lot.
I really do.
It's like
It's like a box of chocolate.
it's like a
He's my favorite caller. I like him as much as I do my Jen. Run, Tommy. You and my Jenny.
Better hurry, Tom. Run, Tom.
yeah. Well, Tony, in that case, I want to buy you a rose. Here we go. Pretty piece of music. Isn't that pretty? It's called Buy Me a Rose. Circle left. He works hard to give her all the things she wants to have. Left alley man, go see your own. Left alley man, it'll be the ring. She said, buy me a rose. Call me from work. Open the door for me. What would it hurt? These are the little things I need the most in my life. Now, let me tell you, for the callers, the guy callers here, if you can do a song like this and you can capture the ladies, you have automatically, you win the whole crowd. I mean, that's just a given. If you can capture the ladies, you win the rest of the crowd, all right? And this is kind of a just lay back. This is a Kenny Rogers song. So if you know that, tell the dancers there's a nice Kenny Rogers song, all right? And this is basically about a song that a guy who ignored his other half. She was asking for roses, just an easy phone call, or maybe open the door, and so it goes into the whole story. And she was just kind of feeling alone, and finally one day he decided, I better do this. I bought you a rose on the way home from work. I opened the door to the heart that I hurt. These are the little things, I'll do the rest of my life. It's just a really, really pretty song. And you don't have to do too much with it vocally. It's the music's pretty. That's what's going to capture the music.
What label was that on?
That is on,
I'm sure it was Royal.
that's Buy Me a Rose on ESP.
Could have sworn that was on Royal.
This one is. This is a nice piece of music. It's on one of the Platinum series, and it's called what the heck? Cotton Jenny. That's it. Yeah, I've only done it once. Side space, grand square. There's a house on a hill by the worn down weathered old mill, and the river winds to the corner. Alabama left and weave that ring. Will the wheels of love go round and round? Ain't got a penny for a cotton Jenny, but the wheels of love go round. You can't miss. Listen to this. See Tony for this. This is on the Platinum. It's not released yet, is it? It's out. Royal 347. It's called Cotton Jenny. Yeah, a great piece of music. Now, at the last session, they were talking about the Come to Me on a hi-hat, and then they're talking about the rhythm. I'm still partial to the hi-hat record, Come to Me.
Wade's not here. That's not what you said when Wade was here.
Wade who?
Oh, you know, a short.
Oh, Wayne Morrow from
Head full of hair.
the Home Office.
Yeah, that way.
This is hi-hat 495. Prettiest piece of music probably ever recorded. Just listen to this. Again, this is where you let the music work for you. You don't have to do a whole lot vocally to make this piece of music. You get what it is? If you ever need a true love, come to me. So let's see if we can get this forward up to the middle break. Middle break coming up. Here we go. Forward ladies chain. Chain her back. Join hands circle. Allemana left and weave the rain. Come to me if ever you get lonely. Just reach out my hand, there I'll be. My love will light your way out of the darkness. If you ever need a true love, come to me. It's the music that sells it, guys. And that's a song that you don't have to really, you know, if you're not you're just what's the words I'm looking for? If you're a caller that has a hard time reaching the ranges, that particular song there, can't sing? Well, would that be a nicer? That wouldn't be the nicer way to say it.
Vocally challenged.
So there's a whole lot of things that you can do with the music and so forth. And, you know, one of the things I like to do sometimes is imitate other people.
Oh, no, he does some really good impressions.
Yeah, so.
Why don't you tell him about that one?
No, never mind. Here we go.
Tell him.
Here's a song. Here we go. No, you're fine. I'm just getting excited here. I'm just getting excited. So, if you have like an Elvis Presley night or a 50s dance or something like that, a Halloween dance, or this is just a great song to any kind of a dance. This is just a great, great song. And I'll tell you the name of this. It's called I Want to Be Elvis Tonight. It's an ESP0348. Here we go. So I do something like this. Circle left. I want to be Elvis tonight. Hold me tight. Big sweet love to me. Left alley man. Turn partner right. Left alley man and a weaver ray. Don't treat me like a fool. Don't treat me like me cool. Swing my girl promenade. Now and ever, baby, love me tender. I want to be Elvis tonight. No, it says, I want to be Elvis tonight. It doesn't say, I want Elvis tonight.
It says, I want to be Elvis tonight. Baby, hold me tight and make sweet love to me. That sounds to me like you want Elvis.
No. I'm singing this line to somebody else.
No, it didn't sound like that to me either. It sounded to me like you wanted Elvis.
Shut up, Mike.
Which is okay. I mean, that's okay. Tom, it's 2012. It's fine. But he's dead.
No, I saw him at the grocery store.
He was at Burger King.
Anyway, that's a song that you can entertain the dancers and have a good time. As you can see, it doesn't take only about one sentence here to. I want to be Flippo tonight.
Baby, hold me tight.
Oh my goodness. You guys say I want to be Flip tonight. Here's another Royal Platinum song. One of the prettiest songs, let me tell you. Circle out. It's such a pretty world today. Look at the sunshine. Left alley man, do-si-do with your own alley man and weave the rain. It's such a pretty world today, knowing that you're mine. And happiness is being close to you. With the head square through, though the rain may fall, those signs will go one time. Swing through, spin your top, move right up, go right on and through. You square through and go down 3. Swing my corner, lead around, you promenade. And happiness is being close to you. I know, it makes your socks flock, I know. But here again, there's a song that, you know, it's... The showmanship side of it doesn't mean that we got to stand up there and stand on our head drinking a glass of water, or always putting a different kind of a hat on for all the different songs that we do. There's so many ways that we can entertain dancers, but one of the main ways is the music that we used. You know, it's taking a song and just letting it go. Tony, grab the microphone. Let's sing this one with me. Circle left, bows and flows and angel hair, ice cream castles in the air. Left alley man, those see your own. Alley man left and weave the rain. Well, I looked at clouds from both sides now. Swing my girl, keep promenade, oh, it's cloud illusions I recall. I really don't know love at all. It's just a pretty song. Think what you can do with this with your dancers. It's a nice one if you do a workshop on the third tip or something like that. A nice song for relaxation. It's a really good. This is from both sides now. It's on Sting 329. Idiots. Let's see if anybody remembers this song. Listen to the music, guys. Listen to the music. Circle left. I know there's nothing worse than a bad goodbye. Men star right, go one time. Left alley man, weave the rain. Save those tears for tomorrow when we'll swim promenade. It's a beautiful night. Don't waste it on the blues. That's a Eureka record, 1008. But just listen to this. Now, you know, there is songs, and we talked about different styles of music and country rock and stuff. What the heck was that? I don't have a clue. Here we go. That's it. Give it a listen.
Get ready, boys and girls.
I won't even have to do this, guys. I put my vocals on this, all right?
Well, poor lady gonna promenade one time around the ring. Back on the swing, your band to go round now.
This is Jason Aldean's called Country Girl Shake It For Me.
In the ring.
Now, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. I mean, but you have to do this on occasion.
Shake it for me now, shake it for me. Swing in your promenade. Shake it with the bird, shake it with the bee, shake it with the catfish swimming down in the creek. Country girl, shake it for me.
So, yeah, you can use Country Boy Shake It For Me, yeah.
Promenade, you're gonna go halfway around.
Country Animal, yeah.
In and do the right and left through. Really swear.
But you can listen now, you can listen to the music. You hear that different style now that we're talking about? We went from those love ballads. And this is the kind of stuff, guys, you got to have in your case. All right? Now, this is going to be on ESP. It should be released this month. It's free. It is until it comes out. So anyway, you gotta have a mixed bag. You gotta have your rock, you gotta have your love ballads. And if it's a theme dance, and we talk about theme dances, you gotta be prepared for your theme dances. We've heard this many, many times at caller schools and seminars. You know, if you're doing a Christmas dance, you don't want to be walking in doing a song like this. You know, do the Christmas songs and so forth.
No, Santa, shake it for me.
Oh, I like that.
That's it. Or depending on your persuasion.
Am I the only normal one up here? No. Hey, listen, would you like to elaborate on some singing calls?
She got a question. What you need, babe? Absolutely. Most of the songs are written by men, and they talk about women. Yeah, the girl callers have to change it and switch it. But you know, this is kind of neat. What if you guys don't sing as good as Tommy Miller? Because you know the neat thing is Tommy could sell anything. You know, he's really gifted vocally, and so sometimes if you would get off the court, sometimes for those of us that aren't quite that talented vocally, we need some alternatives. One of the neat things is sometimes you don't need to sing at all. Years ago, Jerry and I did a record. I forget the name of it now. Lee Copman called me, and which is odd for Lee Copman to call me, and he told me, he said, "Hey, I want you to know that's my new favorite singing call in the world because I don't have to sing at all during it." And he puts it on, lets the music work. You know, there's tunes that you can do that with, that you don't actually need to sing at all. I need to plug me in back now, would you please? I'm sorry. Number one, the first thing you got to be aware of, you want to do a song. If you're really going to use the music and not sing a whole lot, you want to do a song, hopefully that the dancers halfway recognize. Now, this is a neat song. In fact, this is an old Chicago tune. I may tell them it's an old Chicago tune. It's got horns everywhere in it, and I mean everywhere it is. It's kind of neat. If you guys remember the '70s, you guys kind of remember this, and you don't need to sing real good. Circle left. As I was walking down the street one day, and then here. And you got all these horns. You got all these horns going on. Give me a different one. That one. That's the one. I do. Yeah. This one here, you don't need to sing. Gosh, I did this song, and admittedly, it was a kind of a different audience. But I was in Mississippi not very long ago, and we had a large contingent at this dance from Louisiana, from New Orleans, and so man, I was the hero of the night when I did this one, and I did. Because this one, number one, is easily recognizable, but Here's the key, guys. You've got to sit back and listen to your music. You've got to play your tunes. When I get new singing calls, I listen to them in my car because that's where I can sing and it doesn't bother anybody. Nobody but me. And I just look strange driving down the road. But that's where I learn where all the little subtle nuances are about singing calls. And that's what sells a singing call musically. If you want to show off musically, what sells it is not generally it's not the leads and it's all the little trills and whistles and bells and things that go on around it. So this one here, this is Saints Go Marching In. And now the neat thing about this, if you listen to it, it starts off jazzy on the opener, but the first figure kind of gets a little country. Now you got saxophones and stuff going on here now, but then when you get to the first figure, here comes the first figure. Now it's almost country, steel guitar and stuff, and then you get down to the next head figure. Now we've got a tenor sax coming in there. What's really, and pay attention to music because here's the end. If you want to talk about building a crowd up, a key change, a modulation in the music is a great thing for building enthusiasm in a floor. And sometimes you don't need to even say anything. Because if you just listen to stuff going on, but we got a key change coming up. Circle to the music. And I don't need to say a thing. Allemande that corner, girl, and then you do sign to now. Hey, let's Allemande that corner, weed that line. If I sing, I'm ruining this song. Listen to this. Now, like you guys, hell, I think I'm a really good singer. But I can tell you what, there ain't a one of us anywhere out here that's nearly as good as those instruments. Those instruments play a perfect note every time. And when you got all of this stuff going on, when you got all of this stuff going on, why sing? Now, sometimes you may want to show off a song that may not be as musically diverse as that one. Sometimes you can just take a song that's very little. To my knowledge, this song has no words. Now, I think maybe somebody recorded it and put words in it, but there's no words to it. So on this one, I don't do a thing, but let them dance. Side, space, grand, square, go. Maybe. I've never heard them. The original song that came out in the 70s had no words. There may be words. But I don't sing at all. And I use the same figure. In this particular one, I use the same figure each time. And it's a very simple figure. And I tell them in the beginning, okay, guys, listen, I'm going to start shaving off words so that by the end of it, I'm going to let you do the figure without me telling you. I do the old head square through forward, right-hand star, left-hand star, touch a quarter, scoot back, swing, and promenade. Then the next time it's head square through, star, touch, scoot. To the last time, I let them go by themselves and do the grand square by themselves because it really, and here again, you want to listen to your music because coming into the second figure on the song, the music changes a little bit and it gets kind of neat. It goes like this. And I tell them, I really like this part. And then they tend to really like that part. If I tell them they're going to like that part. Sometimes you got to tell them. You don't have to be a good singer to sell a good singing call. Now, if you're not a good singer, you're not going to sell. You're going to have to find a song that you don't have to sell with your voice. There are some songs that you got to sell vocally. That if they don't have a lot of music in it, then you may have to use your strong vocal prowess. If you're don't have a lot of vocal prowess, then find songs that let the music do what you want. Song to me is just happy. 4 ladies chain across the ring and you chain them home down. Circle after round you go. Allemande let that corner weave round the ring. I'm a pipe climber. Follow me. I'm the pipe climber. Can't you see? I'm the pipe climber. I'll show you where it's at. To sing to sell it. but you do need to know the music. And so my advice to you guys is study your music. Find ones that fit you. If it doesn't fit you vocally, don't do it. Don't do the latest tune, and I don't even care if it's on ESP. If it doesn't suit you vocally and you can't sell it, don't do it. Oftentimes, guys, people, they base their opinion on what they see and hear, and if you're coming up doing things that don't fit, don't suit you. Tom made a great statement. Tom loves to do love songs, and he does them very, very well. And he's right, a whole evening of love songs would be boring. But you can bet any given dance Tom does, there is going to be some love songs because he can really sell a love song. The rest of the stuff is fluff. People come to hear Tom sing love songs and ballads. And the other stuff for him is fluff. And then at the end of the day, everybody leaves feeling good. But Tom is a lot more vocally gifted than many of us. So you may want to find songs that you don't need to sing. And there are songs that the music is good enough. All right, yeah, here's one. Tom was talking about sing-alongs. This is one of my sing-along songs and I don't even tell him nothing. I start them off. Side space, grand square, we're going to the chapel. And you need to tell him. Flippo is the best at it. If you ever watch Flippo, because he never, if Flippo calls a dance, even with our remotes now, he never gets away from he's used to holding the knob. And he stands right here and he'll say, he'll do it and then directly he'll say, he'll cut the music almost all the way down, and the dancers always pick it up. And that is musical showmanship, guys. You don't need to sing purty like Tommy. It's nice because he is my favorite singer. And you don't always have to have the dancers sing with you. That's one selling point. But here again, like vanilla ice cream, if you have vanilla ice cream 7 times a week, after a while it gets boring and you can only sing with you so much. And there are going to be times that you're going to want to sing something. So sometimes what you want to do is find a song that you just, if you can halfway sing, you can sell it. Now this one, circle to the left because your lipstick stains on the front lobe of my left side frame. Left hand of man, and then you do sando one time around. It doesn't get good yet. It starts to get really good right about here. Hey, soul sister. Now, you don't need to be able to sing with, you don't need strong vibratic voices to do Soul Sister. Trust me, when, I think was it Coldplay did Soul Sister? Is that who did it? Coltrane, yeah. You can bet there wasn't a bit of vibrato in there. These guys are lucky to be able to sign their name, much less sing. So you don't need to be a good singer. You just need to pick good music. And I think that's Tom's point. Pick music that suits you. If you can't sing good, don't try. If you sing good, then go for it. You like that one a lot? That one good. It's on my favorite label. It's my favorite. It's ESP. I like that. I like that one a lot. That being said, I'd be remiss in my duties if I didn't show you this one. This is one that you have to sell. If you're talking about selling something musically, if you don't sell it, it doesn't work. And sometimes you have to do music. You have to sell it first. You got to tell them they're going to like it before you do it. And then you got to do certain things with it so that the dancers feel that it's special, because the song has to be special. Now, if you listen to this is the opener. And this is the first figure. This is the second figure. This is the fifth figure, the second from the sides. This is the second hits. You say to yourself, two things you got to realize about this particular tune. You may not have recognized the beginning, but it was like one of the most popular songs of 2011 and 2012, and it's by Lady Gaga. Number one, we don't ever do any Lady Gaga stuff, and but here again, this is one that you have to sell. And this is Edge of Glory. It's on a brand new label. Paul Cody's in the back. It's Ego. Such a perfect name. Such a perfect name. But if you feel that you can sell one, and this is just such, I get such a nice reaction to this. Once they get past being scared of it. Circle to the left. There ain't no reason you and I can't be alone tonight, yeah, baby. Tonight, yeah, baby. Left Alamando Sando. Alaman, no, but you've got to sell this puppy to make it work. But this is one. Here again, take your time. You got to look. I tried to do this the first time, and I got so lost in it. You know, I got very, very nice. I was like, God, where the hell am I at with this thing? I can't do it. But the more I listen to it, and that's the neat thing. It was well worth the investment that I put into it, because now it's a nice selling musically. It's because here's what sells this puppy to me. Let me find it. Coming into the middle break. I hope. And I'm hanging on a moment of truth. Everybody knows this part. I'm on the edge of glory. I'm on the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge. That song just builds to that point. And it's worth it. It's worth the investment just because of that build in the middle break and in the closer. So listen to your music, because I wouldn't have done this one. I might have done it because Paul was my friend. And I thought, well, okay, but the more I do it, it's an investment of your time to find one that really, really suits you. I think this one suits me well. Okay? Questions? We got to get out of here in a second. Tom's got something.
You know, I probably got a stack of, and I'll say vinyl, and I also got a stack of CDs that I've heard other callers do, whether it was at a festival or a national convention, that I'd say, I really like that. I think that Tom Miller could do that. And I buy it and I bring it home, and Tom Miller can't do that. You know, and, you know, but I put them to the side, but it doesn't mean I never go back to them, because I might have learned something vocally that I'd say, well, I might be able to do that. I'll go back and revisit. You know, anything that I do, or Tony does, or Elmer, or Buddy Weaver, you know, we choose our styles of music. I mean, this is what we have done. I mean, we've worked to get to that point to where we can stand comfortably on the stage and do our singing calls and know our patter. And you might come to one of our dancers and say, hey, I really like that. And you're going to get this thing home. Well, wait a minute. How comes I can't do it like Tom Miller done? Well, you know, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, because we don't need a whole lot of Tom Millers in this business.
Oh, that was cold. That was blatantly cold, Tom. I wouldn't take that.
Just wait a second. Just wait a second, Tony.
I hope you're happy now. We've heard it. It's okay, Tom.
It's okay, buddy.
Tom. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm okay.
She didn't mean it.
I know.
She didn't mean it.
I'm okay.
She thought you were Jet Roberts.
I'm okay. Okay.
All right. Go ahead now. Oh, that's the stink eye if I've ever seen.
No.
Tom's absolutely right. Don't come up and try to do Tom or Tony or Elmer. Let the music tell you what to do. Let the music tell you what to say. Let it tell you whether to say grand square. Let it tell you whether to say circle left or four ladies chain or whatever. Let the music tell you that. I'm done.
Okay, we got a few minutes. If you have any questions you'd like to ask of these two guys, Tony, would you get up and be the mic man? Thank you. We need you to talk into the microphone if you ask a question, please.
Your name?
Mark Fetzer. Thank you. I just want to know which version of When the Saints Come Marching In that was at you.
It's on a label called Foundation. It was Square Dancers Katrina for Katrina. Is that the name of the label? Or is it
Microphone, Tony.
SD4K. Square Dancers for Katrina. There you go. That stands the singular distinction of being the most expensive square dance recording that's ever in the history of square dancing. Yeah, absolutely. It was the most expensive record ever done. We hired 11 Nashville musicians, kept them 3 hours for one song.
God, that was $300.
Damn near it. Back when we were raising money for the Katrina victims, one of the things we did an auction for callers who wanted to put a vocal on a song. We picked that song, and so we came in and hired. Everybody came to Nashville. We went to a big studio in Nashville, had horns, and we had 11 musicians, and they came in and played one song. Then they left. So it was an expensive endeavor. Questions?
Anybody else have a question? Okay.
Here we go.
Abe Philpin from Washington, D.C. I noticed all the songs that you two played today are in major keys. Do you have an opinion on singing calls in minor keys? Do you think that makes a difference?
We do. We've done a few songs over the course of history with minor keys in them, but I'll be honest with you, they're the worst selling records that you could ever produce. And the reason, I guess, is because maybe callers don't like the minor keys. I don't really know. I like some songs that go into minor keys, and they're very pretty, but they're a little more difficult to call than just a straight tune. And of course, we're obviously hoping we're going to sell a few when we do them. And so we just stay away from minor keys unless it's just a song that you can't do it without it. And that's the only reason. There's nothing wrong with doing songs in minor keys, but most of the guys are not great singers, and it gives them trouble. And so they won't buy the record, and then if they do, they won't use it. That's the only reason I can tell you.
Scott Byers, Sacramento, California. Bill Peters used to always say the reason why minor keys don't work is because it depresses people. Yeah. It depresses people, so that's why.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, but that's what he said. I've got a question about building a singing call. A lot of, we talked about the one singing call where it builds up to that one thing that Paul did. But when you're selling a singing call, do you build it all the way up until the end and then crescendo at the very end? What do you do on that?
Personally, it depends. Some I build to the middle and bring it down so that it depends on what I want to do. You can build it anyway. You could have it just in a steady uphill climb, or you could build to a point and level it off if you wanted to. Or it all depends on where you want to put your crescendo, as you say, whether and how you want the crescendo to be. Crescendo doesn't necessarily have to be loud. The crescendo can actually be quiet. You can actually bring a song down to where at the end you're whispering it, and that's the climax of the song. Is the real slow, soft part at the end. It could work either way. You can. Can you give me an example? Oh dear, yeah.
One of the best.
Beautiful Noise is a perfect example.
Fisherman's Luck too is another song that callers do that starts off kind of laid back, and by the time they get to the end, it's.
Yeah. And that Saints song I did. Now that to me that would be one that built this way the whole time. But Beautiful Noise is one that it builds, and then the actual crescendo of Beautiful Noise is the quietness at the end. It's why it gets the crowd reaction.
Any other questions? Yes. Yep.
Sue Dellery from Salina, Kansas. I'm basically a newer caller, 5 years. And I love coming to this seminar on the showmanship because it's always somebody, different panel. But each time, it's always a panel of men. Oh, yes. When was, within the last 5 years? But like Tom, Tom's saying he loves doing love ballads. I like doing love songs, but I don't think I'm going to sing it to a woman. And if I'm singing to her husband or her partner, odds are he's going to get in trouble because I'm making eye contact with them. So, he's not always dancing.
I think it'd be very hard for a female caller to sell a love song. Opinions are like elbows. Because exactly what she said. When men sing, they can sing to the women, and the women rule the world. if a woman sings to a man and the woman and the man's partner don't like that none, she still rules the world. And so, yeah, those are the ones with the 4 single women that are jumping all over.
Let me say this. When I know that I'm going to be doing a love ballad, I don't, before I put the music on, I don't say, the lady over there in red, this song is for you. Or the lady in blue is, or the lady back there in yellow, this song is definitely not for you. I don't pinpoint people out. What happens is that when I'm doing a song, and I know that I'm trying to get the song across, I'm singing to everybody.
Yeah, sure.
I'm singing to everybody. I try to make eye contact, with the dancers, and that's an important thing. And that's with any song. But I just don't look at one person the whole time that I'm calling the 3.5 minutes of that particular singing call. I am all over the place trying to let everybody know that this song is for you. It's a love song. Snuggle up to your partner. This one's for your partner. Sometimes I'll say, guys, this one's for your ladies. Ladies, this one's for your guys. And then I'll just sing. And I'm not pinpointing anybody, because that's the last thing you want to do is say, hey, can I see you outside after the dance? That's not going to happen. So
I think the other problem, too, is there aren't that many love songs, square dance songs, recorded from a female perspective. Most of them are from a male perspective, and sometimes the words cross over well, sometimes they don't. Michael.
Microphone.
I'll let him get up. I'm tired now.
Okay. You were doing The Edge of Time, of Glory. And who sings that? You wouldn't do it?
That's not a love song.
But it's kind of. No way. But there are other ones too. There are, you just have to pick them. There are a lot of, they have some more out that are for women too.
But by and large, that's not the case. Right. By and large, square dance records are recorded for men because, look out here and do the math. If we're going to record music, do the math. Without, nothing against you ladies, but, you're outnumbered 10-1 and, and other than Elmer, who's selling like 4,000 or 5,000 copies of everything he produces. 3,000 of every.
3 records.
Oh. Comments?
No, that's a good suggestion. As far as the general, everything they did is not about love songs to begin with. So it wouldn't hurt to have a lady on the panel who could give a perspective from there. And we'll look into that when we have our EC meetings to plan the things next time. Any more questions? Any more questions? If no more questions, how about a nice hand for Tony and Tom? Two super talents, super callers. We really appreciate it. That's all. Wait a minute. The thing it did what?
We have to get together at 6.
Reception at 6.
Is that my job? He said there was something that we do at 6 o'clock. Social hour begins. Cash bar will be available in the plantation lobby. Thank y'all for coming, and we hope you enjoyed the session.